Today we have some of our root ball hedging options here from our field nursery, and I'm going to go through firstly the why we root ball plants first of all, and then the benefits for it, and then we'll go through the size categories and the different plants. So firstly, this is a laurel, your common green laurel, that is it's a metre tall, 8100 in size, and it's root ball. As you can see, the hessian down here it's lifted in the field with a spades, and then it's taken out to one side, and this bull wrap is wrapped over the clay and tied up. And the idea of this is that it holds all the soil in situation until you go and plant it in your garden. It won't fall apart and fully solid. And the idea then is that when you plant it, there's no disruption on the plant and the hedging plant, so that it takes off quicker and earlier next season, so you get better growth results out of the plant. So this is the 8100 size. Then we come then here in the middle, I've got the 125 size. So they're like a good 4-foot plant. And as you can see, you've got a good 80 centimetres to 1 metre wide in width. So a very good bulky plant. Then we come up, this is fallen over a piece, but this is the 1.5 metre size, which again is, you will be planting this at a good metre apart, if not a metre 20 apart, when you're planting them as your hedge. So while they might seem more expensive on paper, when you measure out your area, they're not as expensive as an option as you might think. Over here then, I have the laurel Etna. It's very much the same as your common laurel, except that it's got a slightly smaller leaf, if you can see there, and then it also is a lot slower growing. So it's more for the person who wants a hedge that only grows to 5 or 6 foot tall, 2 metres tall. Again, it's root balled, but as you'll notice with this plant, it is the same width as it is high. So if you're buying a metre 20 plant like this is, you're also getting a metre 20 in width. So it's a very good hedging plant. It also makes a nice specimen in the garden if you just want something for a bit of screening without having a formal hedge. So this has a lot of options in the garden. It's new enough to the market. It's only on the market here about 10 years in Ireland. And we find it's becoming a very good seller because it also keeps that dark, rich green colour all year round. Next now is a very popular hedging plant for the last 10-15 years is the Prunus lusitanica, which is your Portuguese laurel. The Portuguese laurel is very much like your Etna laurel. It is very slow growing. It's very suited to a hedge at about 2 metres tall, 6 foot tall. It grows naturally into a cone shaped. So if you leave it naturally, it will actually form a nice cone shape. I have seen them planted in old houses as massive big feature plants on the edge of a lawn or that. So they're not just for hedging. We sell a lot of this. This is sold a lot into city gardens where you need a nice tight compact hedge. But it also works in the country as well. And again, it's root ball. It's a good bulky plant, and they work very well. And then this then is an very old favourite of everybody's. It's the box hedging. The box hedging plant, Buxus sempervirens, is used in a garden as parterres, to create parterres and to go around, border your veg garden, border your shrub beds and that. And it's become very popular again in the last 10-15 years in that it just for the formal look, for the formal garden. So again, this is a very mature plant. This is a 40 to 50 centimetre plant. As you can see, it's got a very large root ball. So this plant now has got a lot of its root with it. So when you planted this now in this time of year, in the autumn, say, or in the early spring, it will take off and will give great results next year for you. And as you can see, it's a very bushy plant. We've had this growing in the nursery now for up to 4 years in the field. And that went into the field as a small plant at about 15 to 20 centimetres tall, and then it's another 4 years put onto it, so it's a very good product. This is all of the hedging options that we have out of our field.